Well, going back to California, now I want to talk about Kenya-U.S. relations with Grant T. Harris, who is the CEO of Harris Africa Partners and is joining us from Davis, California. Hello, Grant.
Hello, thank you.
Yes, now we just had an interview with President Kenyatta, and they talked about his visit to the United States, and they expect to talk to President Trump about enhancing the relationship that already exists between Kenya and the United States. Now, from what you know, how would you describe the current U.S. policy towards Kenya specifically at the moment?
I think current U.S. policy toward Africa writ large is adrift. And policy toward Kenya is based on security and some trade issues, but it's just not very active. It's an incredibly important bilateral relationship, and there's a lot of headroom to strengthen it. But this administration just has not been very focused on the continent.
Now, what could possibly happen in today's talks that hopefully could change how things have been happening between Kenya and the United States?
I hope that it'll be a productive conversation and that it will really focus on some of the trade and investment issues that will help American companies invest in Kenya. And I hope that there'll also be agreement on some security issues in terms of how to try to bring about progress in South Sudan, how to take the fight even more to al-Shabaab in Somalia. I think, though, that what we're going to see coming out of this will probably defy expectations in one way, and that's a lot of people are looking at this bilateral meeting and asking, does this hearken greater engagement by the Trump administration? Will this be a radical sea change in U.S. engagement in Africa? I think those are less likely outcomes. But what I hope will come out of it are some concrete agreements about trade and investment and security and a way forward. And I hope that this will pique President Trump's interest and give him a better understanding of the vast economic opportunities that are on the continent.
And talking about trade opportunity, I just came back from Kenya, and you look around everywhere, you see China. How can the United States leverage itself in engaging with a country like Kenya and, by and large, the continent?
There are a lot of ways that the U.S. can better leverage its efforts towards engaging in and investing with and trading with Africa. To start, President Trump should be fully funding U.S. departments and agencies that are supporting American companies. Agencies like the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, the U.S. Trade and Development Agency. These types of agencies are providing financing tools, political risk insurance, and other tools that are really needed to compete with Chinese activity on the continent. Secondly, President Trump really needs to rank this higher on the agenda. He needs to be talking about economic opportunities, asking his cabinet secretaries to do the same, and then fully staff embassies with ambassadors and staff all the way down the line and give them a strong directive to support American companies and advance very fervent commercial advocacy. These steps will be steps in the right direction, but alone won't be enough. There's some talk about creating a new development finance institution on Capitol Hill. That could be a step in the right direction if it dramatically increases funding. So there are various tools and steps that President Trump can take, but what we've seen so far has really been disengagement and a lack of interest.
Mm-hmm. Well, we wait and see what comes out of this. Grant, I want to thank you very much for joining us today and giving us your perspectives.
Thank you.
All right. That's Grant T. Harris. He's the CEO of Harris Africa Partners.